Ephesians 4, Unity of the Spirit. So, I, the prisoner for the Lord, appeal to you to live a life worthy of the calling to which you have been called, that is, to live a life that exhibits godly character, moral courage, personal integrity, and mature behavior, a life that expresses gratitude to God for your salvation, with all humility forsaking self-righteousness, and with gentleness maintaining self-control, with patience bearing with one another in unselfish love. Make every effort to keep oneness of the Spirit in the bond of peace, each individual working together to make the whole successful. There is one body of believers and one Spirit, just as you were called to one hope when called to salvation, one Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God and Father of us all, who is sovereign over all, working through all and living in all. Yet grace, God's undeserved favor, was given to each one of us, not indiscriminately, but in different ways, in proportion to the measure of Christ's rich and abundant gift. Therefore it says, when he ascended on high, he led captivity captive, and he bestowed gifts on men. Now this expression, he ascended, what does it mean except that he also had previously descended from the heights of heaven into the lower parts of the earth? He who descended is the very same as he who also ascended on high above all the heavens, and his presence might fill all things, that is, the whole universe. And his gift to the church were varied, and he himself appointed some as apostles, special messengers and representatives, some as prophets who speak a new message from God to the people, some as evangelists who spread the good news of the salvation, and some as pastors and teachers who shepherd and guide and instruct. And he did this to fully equip and perfect the saints, God's people, for work of service, to build up the body of Christ, that is, the church, until we reach oneness in faith and the knowledge of the Son of God, growing spiritually to become mature believers, reaching the measure of fullness of Christ, manifesting his spiritual completeness and exercising our spiritual gifts in unity, so that we're no longer children, spiritually immature, tossed back and forth like ships on a stormy sea, and carried about by every wind of shifting doctrine, by the cunning and trickery of unscrupulous men, by the deceitful scheming of people ready to do anything for personal profit, but speaking the truth in love in all things, both our speech and our lives expressing his truth. Let us grow up in all things unto him, following his example, who is the head, that is Christ. From him the whole body of the church and its various parts, joined and knitted firmly together by what every joint supplies, when each part is working properly, causes the body to grow and mature, building itself up in unselfish love.
Hey, Meg.